Do you know how your main character looks? And I don't just mean physical features, I mean how do they walk? How do they present themselves? How do they look? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a tarot card to discover how your character looks and presents themselves. I'm Chris, and I am a certified tarot reader who's building a community of writers who use tarot cards to help overcome their writer's block. The first thing that writers need to do when using tarot as a storytelling tool is they need to find a tarot deck that mostly matches the world that they are trying to create. So displayed are 4 different King of Wands. All of these King of Wands mean essentially the same thing, but they're all from different decks. I'm creating a mermaid character, so I'm using a mermaid tarot deck. So I just highly recommend that writers use a tarot deck that mostly matches the world that they're trying to create, so that they can already feel like they're in the world before they even write their first word. With tarot being recognized as a spiritual tool, we're not just going to look at this card and discover what our main character looks like or how they present themselves. We're going to actually use our creative intuition to actually read the card. And we're going to do that by first using our 6 senses. What do we see, hear, feel emotionally, feel physically within the card, taste, and smell? I see a king who is ready to go to war. He is prepared, he's wearing his helmet, he has probably done a lot of planning, and he is ready he is watching all of his sharks go away and going off to send the troops off to defeat the enemy. What do I hear? If this is a movie, I probably hear trumpets or like a call of action. I probably feel like exciting music saying, okay, let's go, we're going to war. I kind of hear that. But within the card, I also feel or hear it looks very calming waters, actually. I know that I said, like, going to war, but it looks almost calming, but there is a lot of sharks, so I do kind of feel the swimming around swirls that they're doing in the water, maybe the underwater currents. Um, yeah, that's mostly what I'm hearing. What do I feel emotionally as I look at this card? Again, I feel confident, I feel powerful, I feel strong. This guy's got muscles. I feel like a shark. I feel I am feared. What can I actually feel in the card? I feel maybe the wand that I'm holding, the staff. I feel the heaviness of the plate or the helmet on my head, although I've mentioned this before in previous videos. I wonder if the water makes that helmet float a little bit to make that not seem as heavy. Again, I might actually feel the currents in as the sharks are swimming around me. Maybe my hair on my back as it's floating in the water, kind of a thing. Not getting much of taste in this unless I eat shark, but because I look like I am a shark, I'm probably not going to be eating shark unless I'm cannibalistic. And smell, I'm not sure what I smell actually also in this card. Unless I smell shark, but I don't know how to smell shark. I don't know what shark smells like. So I just smell clear water because it looks like it's very clear water, not as murky as what other waters that we've seen before in previous cards. To go one step further into discovering how our protagonist looks and how they present themselves, let's create a small short story with this card. So what's happened before, what's happening now, what's happening next. Now, I kind of already said this prior when I did the hearing one. I feel like prior it looks like war to me. It just looks like I am ready to go to war in this card. So prior it looks like maybe the prep, maybe the montage of all the sharks preparing to go to war, maybe the speech that he's given to round up his troops, round up his sharks to actually say, let's go to this war. And then here is him, it's almost like Fly My Monkeys Fly, that kind of a scene. It's almost like watching his sharks go and do his bidding. And then so in the next scene, I'm kind of just seeing the war. I'm seeing whatever they're fighting. Maybe the jellyfish, maybe an octopus, something. I just kind of feel like it's like a horde or a school of sharks attacking another underwater sea creature. So the actual meaning of the King of Wands. Wands is associated with fire. Fire is associated with our creative energies, our passions, and our aspirations. To me, the King of Wands is the ultimate entrepreneur in the entire deck. He will throw crap against a wall, see if it sticks, and if it doesn't, he doesn't care, he moves on to the next thing. Again, wands are very phallic to me, so maybe he is in his elderly years, but he has a lot of pretty girls around him, or pretty boys, depending on what story you're writing. But it feels very like he's not very tied down to anything. He's not very grounded in the world or what the world wants of him. As I've mentioned from prior court cards, this king is a court card, and the court cards are people, more not necessarily who is actually represented on the card, it's more of the aspects. So since wands, this is a very masculine male, masculine man, masculine king who is going off to war. He is a good leader. Just because it's presented as a man on the card does not mean that a man is going to be the person that the card is talking about. It could be a woman with masculine qualities. It all just kind of depends on what the querent is asking when the cards are pulled. So how do we associate all of this information with our protagonist and how they look and how they present themselves? So, for me, I'm going a little literal with this. Based on the cards that we've gotten prior, we've got a character who seems to be told how to say, told what to say, how to speak, told to be quiet. They have a reputation to uphold. I think that they are very strong. They actually have to keep their posture very tall to make sure that they're friends. If they are a leader, if they are a king or in royalty, they are make sure that they are poised enough so that they show off that they are strong and they are confident. I actually wonder if this actually is a male merman, merboy, because I actually want to use muscles in this character. I think this character has muscles, and this character is very strong. Even if this is a woman, I'm gonna go still man, I think, with it. Um, I think the woman could still be very strong. I also like the idea of having my merman have long hair. So I'm going to go with some long hair. I don't know that I'm going to be using a helmet on how this character looks. Maybe it just kind of depends on what kind of scenes I put them into. But I feel like maybe there might be some sort of a headdress. I just don't know that it would be as gaudy as what it is. I do like the idea of him having like some sort of a wand or a staff. So maybe there is actually in this character, in this world, this idea of magic underneath the water. So maybe there is mermaids can control magic. Which mermaids? Something of that nature. And I wonder if this wand has some sort of magical power. I do remember prior in another video I mentioned that there might have been, like, with the thing on top of the wand, the gold scepter, the gold circle, it's almost like it's an ore that keeps their community going, and it's very rare. So I wonder if that's like the source of their magic. I might even go as far as to saying that this character has a lot of tattoos. I also want to go as far as saying that that shark fin is really down low. I think that this character likes to show off some skin, or as much skin as possible. If the King of Wands showed up for what your character looks like and how they present themselves, how would you have read the card? I actually like to know how other people read the tarot cards. If you are enjoying learning how to read tarot cards in this way, and maybe you want to meet other writers who are also using tarot cards to overcome their writing blocks, I'd like to invite you to join the narrative flow. It's a safe space in a world where right now it's scary to create art and we're kind of scared to show off our voices. I feel like this would be a space. I'm creating a space for writers to just express themselves freely without being scared of what they're trying to express. In the next video of this series, I'm going to be taking all of the cards that we've pulled so far. We're going to look at numbers, we're going to look at astrology, we're going to look at colors, and just kind of get a little bit more information about this character as a whole. Please remember to interact with this video so that I remain in your feed, and I will see you in the next one.